Right. Hello, Omar. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So today, yesterday, what we did, just a quick summary. So we worked on pre-deployment approvals and post-deployment gates in Azure DevOps.
Yeah,
So that means like a pre-deployment approval. So before we create a release in testing in different stages, stages means like um, t testing environment, staging environment, and production environment. There are different stages. You can have as many as you want. So, so what we did before, after a testing environment, so we created a pre-deployment test, pre-deployment approval. So before it goes to next stage, it should authorize by somebody, like somebody can
like
approve. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Tell me.
Like it asks us to someone to approve it manually.
Yes,
If
that's right.
the yeah,
Perfect. So that you're right. So that is a manual way of pre-deployment checks, like security kind of thing. Then there's another thing, like as you know, what's it called?
post-deployment gates.
Post-deployment gates in Azure DevOps. So they are also kind of like an automated way, and so from one stage to another gate, it will create. We configure these gates in such a way that it makes sure everything is fine, everything is checked. For example, we also did an example yesterday that the work query items, if they are not closed, it will not move on to a next stage. So we tested that, and our tasks or work items in Azure DevOps, they were all active. So when we created a release pipeline, it did not work because all the tasks were not closed. So we manually went to our Azure board and we closed all these tasks, and then after that we created the release at work. So when we configured these post-deployment gates, so it gave us an option to add what do you want to check. So for example, query work items, Azure Monitor alerting, Sonar, core check, uh, Azure functions, and there was the last one, something we'll have a look into. So for in today's exercise, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try a different condition apart from query
Okay. Apart
work
from
item.
query,
We
we
use
were
Azure.
looking to Azure Monitor Alert.
Perfect, perfect. So first of all, what do? We go to our testing uh, web app,
Okay.
and create a monitoring alert room. So if I go there, so this is our test environment, Wolves app. And as you can see, if we go to monitoring, like for testing purpose, I created this alert. But what we'll do, we create this again for the benefit of audience and you. So we'll understand the process also how to create an alert in web app. Yeah. So
Okay.
let's delete this alert. Oh yeah, actually you can do this change response
Oh, I see.
and you can say close it. Yeah. So
Okay.
this way, so basically we are starting again. So we can save it. That's it. So if we go there again and go to alert room,
Yeah.
we
Delete.
just deleted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first step, I've created a little bit like a worksheet, as you can see. Go to Azure Monitor Alerts in Azure portals. So we do second step, create alert on Azure Web App for testing environment, which in our case is Wolves app web app. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, let's go there. So at the moment, if we just refresh it, okay, where is it deleted? So it takes taking time. So if you go to home again, this app, and see after the deletion of alert, if you just type it here, alert, we don't have to go alert. Still showing it. Refresh. Maybe it takes time to go away,
Yeah.
but it's closing. Anyway, we create a similar rule again, just to prove it what we going to achieve. So let's create a alert rule, and we go to scope, select scope. We select all, and our web app is here. As you can see, it's already ticked. Click apply, and then go to, so we got resource web app. So this is a resource, we're creating alert on it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And go to
Condition
next condition. So we go to all signals, and
metrics.
we choose this for testing purpose. So the average amount of memory used by the app in megabytes MIB for web apps and function apps. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we choose that, apply, and yes. So basically, this is the amount of memory used by web apps. So just for our testing purpose, we make it to like a 1 MIB, one. So the lowest, which is very, very less, and obviously this is not good for any web app. 1 MB is nothing. So this will
Yeah.
kick in our um, alert, and it will fail. That's the whole point. So the reason we're putting this alert, say for example, if there's an issue in the code, and it is taking lots of memory by code. The developer, when he created the code, it takes lots of memory. So um, before it kicks into another release, it will check the Azure Monitoring Alert,
Yeah.
and if the Azure Monitoring is fail, it will not proceed to the next stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we also check every 1 minute, look back, and say 1 minute also. Okay, and next action. We do not want any action at the moment. We'll go in another video about all this stuff. Next details. We can call it. What do we call it?
Mm, we can call it. I don't know. We can call it anything.
They call it memory alert. Yeah, testing environment. Yeah. Okay. Is there any advanced option? No, that's fine. That's fine. Next tags. Don't worry about this. Next we create and create. So yeah, this is the old one. It should come
In a few
uh,
minutes.
in a few, in like for 5 6 minutes. So this will go away anyway. So it will take a time. So there's another alert will go because we closed it anyway, so it doesn't bother. So
Yes.
it will create about 5 6 minutes. So after that, what we'll do, we will create our release pipeline and see it is failing or not. And if it fails, we'll come back again, and we edit a pipeline, and we create a gate for Azure Monitoring Alert at a gate, and
Okay.
we filter by alert rule. We'll choose the rule we just created, and we just create a time range and all the folders. So it'll take about 5 minutes. Yeah. So I'm gonna pause this for 5 minutes, and I'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Welcome back, Omar. How you doing? Have you a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Good. Good. So where were we? So basically, if we go to our desktop, and we created a rule.
Yes.
So let's see. the rule kicked in because normally it takes about 5 to 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Yay! See, we got this.
Yeah, I see.
So now we can proceed to our next task, which is we create a gate on our release pipeline. So
Yes.
and configure that way so it checks this Azure monitoring alert rule. Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
Shabash. Okay, so if we go to our pipeline, so this is our project. If we go to repos, and when we create a project, by default, a repo created by its original name, and this is the one we create, this is the one we're working on it, web app. And if we go to pipeline and release, and if we go to release 12, which we did yesterday, and okay, so edit, edit
Yes.
pipeline,
Post
and
deployment. Yep.
yes, this one, yeah. So we've got this
Gates.
enabled.
Yeah. Now we remove the
So
previous one.
so we delete this one, yeah,
Yep.
which was query work item. Can you just kindly explain to me what is that for, query work item? So it will benefit the audience what we did for just a
Okay.
reminder.
So query is like a search for task or epics that we have in our boards, and it will check if the set amount of tasks are done. If all the tasks are done, then the uh, pipeline will proceed. Otherwise, it will stop. If even one is of even if one of the tasks is not finished yet.
Very good. Let me reiterate again, just add a little bit of spice on it. So basically, we created this gate post deployment condition. And the condition is that, say, for example, the developers are working on that code and they trying to fix something, but it is so basically there's a task created for that issue, and they fix the issue, and they should close the task before they proceed to the release pipeline. So what we're doing here, we're putting a condition here that the task that we created for it, that should be closed, and when it is closed, then it should move on to next stage. But in our example, what we did, we just called it like any active task is not good, all the closed task is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and we ran a release with the open task, active task, and it did not work. So when we closed our all the tasks, it worked. So what we do, we in this video, what we're trying to do, we'll be using Azure Alert Monitoring Condition. So making sure, say for example, a developer working on a code, and because of the code, it is taking a lot of memory,
Yeah.
and for that memory is causing the issue, and it is firing an alert. So that's why we created the alert rule in Azure Monitor. So, and we made it to 1 MB, so it kicks in and fires an alert. So if it's fired, so the release should not work. Yeah. So let's add. So delete this one first. We deleted that. Create another. So you can see these are the conditions. Check Azure policy compliance, REST API, Azure functions, query we did yesterday. Execute a
Yes.
work item query and check the number of items returned. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sonar Cloud. So this time we'd use which one?
Which use query Azure Monitor Alert.
Yes. Good. So we call it display name is this. Azure subscription. We use our. It's loading. So we use this one. Resource group. is 400, advanced, uh, past and time range. What's this means? Um, filter by time range or filter by time range after Mizawa, fired, monitoring condition fired, alert, state, filter. Where's the filter? Where's yes, so in advance, we select our resource group. In filter type, we use by alert rule, and then
Yeah.
alert rule is this one, testing environment metric, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and time between reevaluation gates 5 minutes. The timer after which gate fails 1. uh, so the maximum evaluation period for gates, the deployment will be rejected time is reached before cases, so just make it like 1 minute. Yeah. Oh, we must learn so one day. Okay. So evaluation is 5 minutes. That's all normal, yeah. So all this fine. Okay, let's save. Okay, so this is for Azure Monitoring Alert. Yeah, click OK. Okay, let's create a release.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
create.
Clear. All right.
Okay, if we go to our pipeline, release 13. Oh, couldn't believe it. Still, tell me why it's saying pending approval. Because remember in the pre-deployment,
Yeah, we did
we,
not.
we didn't. So if you kindly do it from your side,
Sure. One
can you
second
prove?
only.
Yeah. So just for the audience, the reason we got stuck here because in pre-deployment approval, I've asked Omar to like before it kicks in end release, it should be approved by approver. So he's gonna approve for me. We can take, so he approved it. Look, it's queued now. So let's see. It's gonna kick in. Started. So it should fail because there is a alert of 1 MB only.
1 byte only will probably work.
Yes.
Stop
So now
the.
it's going to start in 1 minute evaluation.
Yes.
Start in 1 minute and let's see what's happened. So if we go to processing gate, so it failed. You can see that.
Yeah.
So it failed and it's going to evaluate again one in 5 minutes to check that we fixed the problem or not. So still processing. So what do we do now? We go to our Azure Monitor and we go to Alert and no, sorry, this one.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah,
And we
if you
press on to hold on.
mm,
Close this and press on the three dots.
go to Alert. Oops, what happened here? Go to Alerts again.
Okay, alerts. Yep. You see the three dots at the end. Press on them. The one above.
This is our one. Yeah,
Yep.
first one. because I want to close it. Okay, new response. We do that. Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
and we close it
Yep.
because that means we acknowledged it and we fixed the problem and we're closing this alert.
Yes.
The problem has been fixed. So you can say also the problem has been fixed. It was just say it was a issue
Yes.
in the code.
All right.
Yeah, save it.
So
Upgrade sponsor. Now if we go back to our pipeline and see what will happen. Refresh it.
it's it will work in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it will go into thing. So just read while this is happening in 3 minutes. Can you kindly please tell me what have we done and what we want to achieve it and how did we test it
So
in a
basically,
very in a very clearly and just take your time, no rush.
all right. So basically, we added this extra rule in gates that
No, no,
will.
explain. Just pretend you are in an interview
Okay.
and your manager is asking me, okay, we need to set a condition in a post deployment gate. First of all, explain to me what is post deployment gate.
Uh, After the deployment in test environment, such as in this case, uh, it will check after the work has been done if it uh fits the requirement, and to check automatically we use gates. We can use queries, we can use other systems such as in this case Azure Monitor Alerts. If the pipeline meets our requirement, it will go on to the next stage. Otherwise, it will be put on a hold and it will require someone to review it or change something. In this case, we have alert rule in which if the memory usage is above 1 byte, it will stop the deployment for the next stage. And to fix this, we went back onto Azure Monitors, we checked on the rule, and we closed it. So now there's basically no rule required, and on the next instance of checking, it will pass the deployment for the next stage.
Very good, very good. So let me just explain again. Very good. So basically, instead of manual intervention when we release pipeline, there's some automated way which is called post deployment gates. And sorry to interrupt again. As you can see, it is succeeded.
Yes.
So the pipeline worked. So now it is linked to web staging. Can you see that?
Yes, 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 yes. Now
So it
it
is
will work.
so it will work. So we have proved the point that because there's no more alert fired, and so everything is fine. So we can proceed to our next environment. So we can see that both succeeded. So just to reiterate again what you're saying before we close. Um, so there's a manual way and automated way. So in this automated way, post deployment gates, we there are some condition being explained. Say for example, if we go here to that's done. So if we edit our pipeline, you can see that. And this is for post deployment conditions. If we can see that we created these gates and we can add more gates
Yes.
with the existing gates. So we have got this, say for example, Azure policy. So we want to make sure accidentally the infrastructure they're not using any different region. They are using UK North, sorry UK West. They're supposed to be using UK South. So this policy will not them allow to do that. So we can set up that kind of policy, Azure policies. Then we got Azure functions. Yesterday we worked on query Azure monitors, and sorry, today we worked on Azure Monitoring Alerts. Yesterday we worked on query work items, and we proved it. We created an alert rule for threshold less than 1 MB, and it failed. As soon as we acknowledged and fixed the problem, the release pipeline worked.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed and understood what we done today in detail. So what we can do tomorrow, we can move on to different conditions such as Azure policies,
Yes.
and we can to do that. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If any question, please ask me in the comments. I'll try my best to reply. Please subscribe my channel and looking forward for more training videos. Thank you very much.